the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart.
Geno Auriemma called Caitlin Clark's fans delusional. Now, those same fans are watching her dominate the WNBA, break 62 records, earn Rookie of the Year, and be the first rookie named in the All-WNBA first team in 16 years. And here's the twist. It's not just the fans backing her up anymore.
There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning.
Stephanie White, Indiana Fever's new head coach, just went on record that's a big contrast to Auriemma's criticisms. She's painting a picture of Clark that's so different from Auriemma's. You'll wonder if they're even talking about the same player. By the end of this video, we'll also share some key off-season priorities that Coach Steph and Caitlin are working on together to dominate next season. Geno's comments surely aged like fine milk. Want to know what White said that's got everyone buzzing?
So if you're a WNBA player, and believe me, I've coached the best, and I've pissed them off a lot, and they let me know about it. But they were tremendously disrespected. And none of them are going to say it. But human nature is, okay, this kid's coming into the league.
Picture this. It's June 2024. Geno Auriemma, UConn's legendary coach, makes some noise about Caitlin Clark. The basketball world stops in its tracks. Auriemma, known for his sharp tongue, doesn't hold back. He claims Clark's just not built for the WNBA's physicality. His words hit hard, echoing through every corner of the sports world.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie.
Is the legendary women's college basketball coach right? Has he seen something others missed? The tension is thick. Fans, analysts, and players alike hold their breath. But then, something incredible happens. Game after game, Clark proves Auriemma wrong. Her assists pile up like mountains. Her shot finds its mark with laser precision. The world watches in awe as this rookie, supposedly not built for the league, starts rewriting the record books. The tension builds with every game. How high can Clark climb? Can she keep this up? The doubters start to quiet down. The believers get louder. Clark's not just playing well, she's dominating.
There's a difference between great players and phenomenons. No one ever said Caitlin Clark wasn't, no one ever said there weren't ever great players before Caitlin Clark. There was never phenomenons, not in my lifetime, with women's basketball. And I went to UConn. So I've seen plenty of great players, but nobody's ever moved the needle in my lifetime like this.
As the season progresses, it becomes clear. Auriemma's words have aged like milk left out in the sun. Clark doesn't just break a record or two. She smashes 62 WNBA records in her rookie season. 62! It's a number that seems almost unreal. But it's true, and it's spectacular.
And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening.
Remember what Auriemma said about Clark's fans being delusional? Well, those same fans are now watching her dominate the WNBA and break records left and right. It's not delusion anymore. Reality came, and her name is Caitlin Clark. But this story's just getting started. Enter Stephanie White, the Fever's new head coach. She's about to add a whole new chapter to Clark's already incredible journey. White's not just impressed by Clark's performance. She's got a vision, a plan to take Clark's game to even greater heights. Clark didn't just prove she belongs in the league. She proved she can dominate it. So, are you ready to hear what Stephanie White has to say about Caitlin Clark? Trust me. It's going to make Auriemma's comments look even colder than before.
She's a great player. She's a high IQ player. She adjusted really quickly to this league.
Unbelievably.
Unbelievably quick to this league. And now it's about becoming not just a great player, but becoming a great leader for this team so that we can win not just a championship, but championships. And what does that look like?
Remember when they said Clark couldn't handle the WNBA? Well, Stephanie White's not just proving them wrong. She's changing the game itself. How does a coach take a record-breaking rookie and make her even better? White's answer might surprise you. Stephanie White steps up to the mic, and the basketball world leans in. She's not just talking about wins and losses. She's painting a picture of the Fever's future, and it's bold. It's ambitious. It's all about unlocking even more of Caitlin Clark's potential.
I also want our players to use their instincts and to play free. You know, we want to make plays, not run plays, right? We want to have sets that give us certain spacing that we want, depending upon our rotations, who's on the floor, who we want to attack, what matchups we want to get to, how can we manipulate them. So we'll have certain play calls that just give us space to operate. And then whichever play we make, whichever pass we make determines, you know, one of three actions that our players can read from. And so really giving them the freedom to play within a system.
White's vision for Clark and the Fever in 2025 isn't just about breaking more records. It's about redefining how the game is played. She drops a bombshell that has everyone talking. We want to make plays, not run plays. It's a simple statement, but it's revolutionary. This isn't your grandma's basketball strategy. White's giving her players the freedom to create within a system. It's a stark contrast to the rigid, by-the-book approach we've seen from coaches like Auriemma.
Wants to know, if Caitlin Clark played for Geno, would he let her shoot logo threes?
Should I answer that?
Go ahead.
Hell no.
Okay.
Like, he didn't even let us dribble. Like,
Not the high pass to serve side.
we were playing triangle, pass, screen away, pinch post.
I bet we came off five pick and rolls our whole career.
White explains, we'll have certain play calls that give us space to operate. And then whichever pass we make determines one of three actions our players can read from.
I'm not one of those coaches that is going to be set in her ways. Not one of those coaches that that isn't, you know, I'm willing to try new things.
But how will this new approach impact Clark's game? The anticipation is building. Clark's already shown she can dominate in a traditional system. Now, with this freedom, what heights can she reach? White's not just focused on X's and O's. She's talking to Clark about basketball. Not just Fever basketball, but the game as a whole.
What's your approach when you're coaching greatness like that?
Yeah, you know, I think first and foremost, just talking basketball, right? Just having general basketball conversations about what she's watching, what she likes, you know, what are some of the things that what are some of her thoughts from, you know, not just what the Indiana Fever have done, but from the game of basketball in general.
This open communication is key to White's strategy. She's not just telling Clark what to do. She's listening, learning, and collaborating. White reveals, I talked to her about how we can use her to help her be more efficient, help her be more effective, to help our team be better in general. White's approach is about more than just making Clark a great player. It's about making her a great leader. She's nurturing Clark's high basketball IQ, helping her see the game in new ways. White's confidence in Clark is clear. She's a great player. She's a high IQ player. She's adjusted really quickly to this league.
I've never seen in the NBA a player that can throw the ball ahead on the break better than her or him. Anyone. I had Isaiah. I had Hall of Fame point guard. Never anyone better than her. I also think that, like a lot of my great point guards, Hall of Famers, she could play off the ball so well because she knows how to move without the ball, and it wouldn't tire her out.
The contrast between White's supportive style and Auriemma's criticism couldn't be clearer. While Auriemma doubted Clark's ability to adapt, White is embracing it, building on it, and using it to reshape the entire team. This isn't just about proving the doubters wrong anymore. It's about setting a new standard for what's possible in women's basketball. As we look ahead to the 2025 season, one thing's clear. With White's innovative strategy and Clark's unmatched talent, the Indiana Fever aren't just playing basketball, they're reinventing it. So what exactly are White and Clark working on? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
I started watching Caitlin Clark when she was in the 8th grade when I was at Vanderbilt.
How about that?
And then I called a lot of her games in college when she was at Iowa. And so I've really watched her continue to learn and grow, and I have great relationships with her college coaches and had multiple conversations with them throughout the course of her career about what the next steps would be, right? And what the next level would be.
Caitlin Clark's second WNBA season is about to kick off, and the basketball world is buzzing with anticipation. After shattering records and silencing doubters in her rookie year, all eyes are on Clark. Can she keep up the momentum? Will she crumble under the weight of sky-high expectations? Enter Stephanie White, the Fever's mastermind coach. She's not just sitting back and admiring Clark's talent. No, White's rolling up her sleeves and getting to work. She's identified specific areas where Clark can improve, and they're tackling them head-on. It's a partnership that's got everyone talking.
Not bringing in, my system and my style, and this is the way that we're going to do it, but really adapting and blending some of what we wanted to do or thought we could do with what they had already done that's been very successful.
White's focus? It's all about Clark's strengths. She's not trying to mold Clark into some cookie-cutter player. She's looking at what makes Clark special and figuring out how to amplify it. It's a strategy that's got basketball analysts scratching their heads and fans on the edge of their seats. As the season approaches, something incredible is happening. Clark's not just working on her jump shot or her defensive skills. She's undergoing a total transformation. Her mindset is shifting. She's not content with just being a great player anymore. She's stepping into a leadership role, ready to carry the team on her shoulders.
If you guys saw this workout has gotten a lot of people excited for Caitlin Clark because she is like directly working on her weaknesses, which I think is a good look, honestly. I think that's a really, really good look for her because, again, when we're seeing somebody working on their weaknesses and not the glamorous weaknesses.
In a recently released video, we see Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark training together. It walks us through 3 key elements Clark's focusing on. First up, ball handling in tight spaces. Now, Clark's already a wizard with a rock, but she led the league in turnovers last season. Mainly it's because no one was used to the otherworldly passes she was dishing, and it did get better post-Olympic break. But it's also because she gets double and triple teamed all the time. The ball pressure is immense. By working on her control under pressure, she's addressing that head-on. Next, we see Clark drilling her mid-range game. This is huge. Everyone knows about her logo threes and her ability to finish at the rim. She shot a ridiculous 62% from less than 5 feet last season. But that mid-range, that's been the one gap in her offensive arsenal, and opponents are forcing her to take those shots. By adding a consistent floater and pull-up jumper, Clark's making herself even tougher to guard. Finally, there's a focus on finishing through contact. Clark's not afraid to drive, but in the WNBA, that means dealing with some serious physicality, whether intentional or not. By simulating game-like conditions and working on her strength, she's preparing for the bruising she'll face night after night. But here's the million-dollar question. Will all this behind-the-scenes work translate to on-court success? The pressure's on. The whole league is watching, waiting to see if Clark can take her game to even greater heights. Remember those 62 WNBA records Clark broke in her rookie season? Those jaw-dropping stats of 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 8.4 assists, and 1.3 steals per game? Well, they might just be the warm-up act. With White's innovative coaching and Clark's unmatched talent, the Indiana Fever isn't just aiming for improvement. They're gunning for greatness.
Trying to think outside the box, not be tunnel vision in how we do things, putting players in positions to be successful, using what we have to our advantage instead of what we don't. And really trying to reverse engineer in some ways the way that I think about the game, and the positions that we can put our teammates and our players in to be successful.
As we gear up for the new season, one thing's clear. The Clark-White partnership isn't just reshaping the Indiana Fever. It's redefining what's possible in the WNBA. Remember when making the playoffs seemed like a pipe dream for the Fever? Well, Stephanie White's latest statement is about to flip that script entirely. She's not talking about playoffs anymore. She's talking about something much, much bigger.
The future is so bright, and our ultimate goal is to hang another banner in the field house. And our ultimate goal is to come back in here after we win that championship and celebrate again like we did in 2012.
The Indiana Fever just ended an 8-year playoff drought. That's right, they hadn't seen postseason action since 2016. But Stephanie White isn't content with just breaking that streak. She's aiming for the stars. In a recent interview, White dropped a bombshell that's got the whole WNBA talking. She didn't just mention winning a championship. No, she's thinking bigger, way bigger.
It's our job then as coaches to continue to put them in positions to succeed, and our job as a franchise to put the pieces around them that will fill some of the gaps and fill some of the holes. And ultimately, our goal is to win championships and to hang banners.
Our goal was to win championships and to hang banners, White declared. Did you catch that? Championships, plural. This isn't just about one magical season. White's planning a dynasty in Indiana. But here's the million-dollar question. Can a team that just snapped an 8-year playoff drought really become title contenders overnight? White's strategy is clear. She's building around a core trio that's got everyone in the league nervous. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. It's a combination that's dripping with potential. White herself put it best.
And these players got great experience in the playoffs this year. They're all hungry to grow and hungry to improve and hungry to be coached and hungry to win. And when you have three foundational players and your big three that have that mindset, have that mentality, and great things can happen. And
the team's buying into White's vision. You can feel the electricity in Indiana. The fans are buzzing. The players are fired up. It's like the whole state is holding its breath, waiting to see what this young team can do. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is still a young squad. They finished the season at 500 with a 20-20 record. It's a massive improvement, sure, but they're not exactly steamrolling the competition. The question on everyone's mind, are they really ready for the big stage? Can they hang with the WNBA's elite when the pressure's on?
First and foremost, it's a mindset. You know, you've got to be committed to it. And so establishing that this is going to be a part of our DNA and a part of who we are right away and is going to be important.
Here's the thing, though. We've seen this story before in the WNBA. Teams going from the lottery to legit contenders in the blink of an eye. And with White at the helm, guiding this talented young core, the experts are starting to believe. They're saying the Fever could follow that same path. From bottom dwellers to title threats in record time, White's not just focused on wins and losses. She's nurturing leaders. She sees something special in Clark beyond her jaw-dropping stats. White believes Clark can evolve into a great leader for this team. It's all part of the plan. Build a core, develop leaders, and create a winning culture that lasts.
And it was the greatest lesson of all time is to let them have a voice. And I think so many coaches don't do that. You know, and when you have players like the ones you had in Connecticut, I think, you know, when they know. And if you don't do what they want to do, they'll also say, she's doing it wrong.
As for Geno Auriemma's predictions about Clark's WNBA career, while he was busy doubting, Clark was breaking records, making the All-WNBA first team and leading her team back to the playoffs. Turns out, she was built for this league after all. Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark are more than just coach and player. They're the dynamic duo reshaping women's basketball. White's innovative strategy and Clark's unmatched talent are a perfect match, creating a partnership that's turning heads across the WNBA.
In women's sports, it's a big opportunity to be a part of this rising tide that we're all experiencing. Everybody in this company's all in. Everybody in this city's all in.
The Indiana Fever isn't just aiming for improvement. They're aiming for championships, plural. With Clark at the helm and White guiding the ship, the future of women's basketball is wearing Fever red. It's a future filled with record-breaking performances, jaw-dropping plays, and a whole lot of winning. As for Geno Auriemma, well, he might want to take some notes. This is how you coach a generational talent. While he was busy doubting, White was building. She saw Clark's potential and is nurturing it, helping her evolve from rookie sensation to team leader. The result? A Fever team that's not just competitive, but downright scary. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.